How's it going today at Nomad Mobile Maintenance and Repair? Today we're working on a 2018 Dodge 1500 with the V6 and this delightful intake manifold that goes over the oil filter over there. So what had happened was this had a P0113 ambient intake air temperature code, intake air temperature sensor circuit open. And what we found was that I've already, disconnected it and done some work on it, as you might be able to tell. But the connector that goes into the pigtail was broken right at the base of the connector right there. And it was causing it to have that code turn on. And most likely what had happened was from people doing oil changes and forgetting that sensor's there, it probably got pulled on just one too many times and finally broke. So we're doing the repair on this. What we're doing is we're using non-insulated butt connectors and we're crimping those down. This is apparently a better method than soldering. I don't have a team of engineers to test out how the resistances are versus voltage and current draw and all that jazz, but in this scenario I think it's a pretty reasonable way to do it. It doesn't do much power draw, it just relies on resistance, and I would say that these are very good connections. Now, to do a connection like this, you're going to want to crimp both. You're going to want to crimp the end on the connector so that it doesn't go anywhere, and then you're going to crimp it onto the wires. And then after you get it crimped on, you're going to do a tug test. And you should be able to pull on it pretty hard and it not come out. If it comes out, then it's not tight enough. Make sure that you put on your shrink wrap tubing beforehand so that when you put this all the way up to the connector, you can shrink wrap it down. This has got adhesive on the inside of it so that when it shrink wraps down, it will be a watertight seal, which is very important because corrosion causes so many problems. And then on top of that, we have a section of convoluted loom that we're going to tape to the wiring harness. Now this is extra long, so hopefully if someone does an oil change and forgets that connector is there, this will give that connector just a little bit more room before damage occurs. But thank you so much for joining us. This is Nomad Mobile Maintenance and Repair.